Hello, and welcome to today's workshop on inventory modules. Thank you for joining us. This session will provide awareness and guidance on how properly utilizing an inventory module makes sound business sense and will produce a return on your investment.
To start, we'll be highlighting the Pareto principle. This principle states that roughly 80% of outcomes result in 20% of causes, meaning a rule of efficiency and productivity can stem from the minority of inputs, often producing a majority of results. In business, this rule is easily applied by the following. Time management, focusing on 20% of your tasks that yield 80% of maximum productivity. And for business operations, you want to identify the 20% of customers or products or activities that generate 80% of your sales or profits, thus focusing your resources on those areas.
Now let's dive into what all an inventory module entails and some key features to optimize business performance.
An inventory module for the restaurant industry is a software component designed to help restaurant owners and managers track, manage, and optimize their food and beverage inventory. It ensures that the ingredients and suppliers are properly stocked, reduce waste, and helps control costs. Businesses can obtain the benefits of an inventory module by these various methods: monitoring ingredient levels in real time for stock tracking, link inventory to recipes to manage their ingredients better, generate purchase orders for automated reordering, identify trends in food waste and spoilage tracking, have a trail of inventory costs, prices, and reports on expenses, keeping records of vendors, orders, and pricing for supplier organization, centralized inventory across multiple locations, especially for business chains, and syncing with the POS system for an automatic review of stock levels.
Manual tracking leads to over-ordering and food waste, and no one wants that. Avoid staff spending hours reconciling stock by adding automation and a more efficient workflow.
That's right. There are many benefits of using an inventory module, such as reducing food waste, improving cost efficiency, enhancing operational efficiency, and preventing unfortunate stock shortages. An inventory module can reduce waste by up to 30%, resulting in significant cost savings for companies. An interesting statistic for you is that for every dollar a restaurant invests in reducing food waste, it can generate up to $14 in additional revenue, according to a recent study gathered by the Restaurant HQ. Utilizing an inventory module enables precise tracking and improves visibility on resources. Expenses can better be allocated for better budgeting and ultimately support strategic decisions due to real-time insights. It's not only a good idea for your food waste management, but for sustainability and ultimately can be a huge win over customers.
At this point, you may be asking yourself, is an inventory module right for my business? Next, we'll discuss some scenarios to consider.
The following items will come into play when factoring if an inventory module would improve your bottom line. Your restaurant operates with a concise, consistent menu and predictable ingredient usage. As a result, the added automation would offer minimal efficiency gains compared to a current spreadsheet-based system. Although automation has potential, the restaurant size and predictable operations mean the software's cost couldn't translate into meaningful savings. The system automates tracking, but since restocks are frequent with fresh ingredients, the benefits of forecasting and tracking bulk inventory are likely minimal. Staff finds tech systems difficult to use, and the time and cost of training them would inevitably reduce desired productivity. Keeping an inventory module accurate does require admin time, which equals to labor costs. The inventory software's waste reduction capabilities are more beneficial in large-scale environments. Independent operators who typically monitor inventory closely may only see modest gains beyond their manual processes. Let's look at a real-life example. In this situation provided on the screen, an owner looks at their inventory expenses over a 6-month period. They realize each month costs $200 for the module, which is $1,200 annually, and factor in the startup of a $2,000 fee, resulting in a total cost of $3,200. However, their savings on food waste ordering mistakes only amount to $2,100 over the same period of time. Taking into account the labor costs to upkeep the inventory system, this results in a negative return on investment as the cost for this example would outweigh the benefits. Now, let's look at another perspective. For example, the venue is losing $2,000 per month due to overpurchasing, spoilage, and/or theft. This is where looking at the positive outcomes of having an inventory module may come into play.
Now we'll discuss challenges before implementing an inventory module, so there is a clear picture of what to know upfront.
Yes, absolutely. That will include taking stock of your overstock, meaning management relies on manual tracking currently and often orders excess perishable items like vegetables, dairy, or meat products. Another consideration is if the kitchen crew uses varying portion sizes, do not have a digital system that inevitably leads to food waste. And then an unfortunate occurrence is when there is theft by an employee who takes ingredients and not having a proper way to track this. If implementing an inventory module, the following are great features: tracking real-time inventory levels and getting alerts when item pars are low, provided demand-based purchase recommendations based on historical sales, an integration with your point of sale to track ingredient usage per dish, and perhaps implementing barcode scanning to reduce theft and ensure accurate stock counts.
To put this all into perspective, let's provide another scenario.
Yes, given the example provided on the screen, with the same startup and monthly fee and taking into account labor costs associated with the upkeep, the return on investment is positive, resulting in the benefits outweighing the costs here. As one owner has said, inventory is money sitting around in another form. This quote might often hit home for you as product is wasted is cold hard cash that businesses can't afford to lose. Depending on the season, expected sales, or promotional events, different trends can occur and can be better forecasted with an inventory module. With all of this information, there are factors specific to any business to weigh in. A final trustworthy mentioning is due to the rising labor costs. We understand that it is crucial to conduct a review before implementing a new system. Part of that review to bear in mind would include this checklist of items. Ask yourself if you have a consistent menu. Do you have multiple same concept locations? Do you have high spoilage rates that can be quantified monthly? Do you have purchase controls in place with your vendors? Do you have a theft or shrinkage problem that can be quantified monthly? Do you have a recipe or portion control systems in place? Do you have cost of goods that is 5% or higher outside standard margins? And do you have administrative staff and a labor budget available to implement such a system? We want you to know that FLORES is here to help. As your trusted partner in accounting services, we want to remind you that our team is available to support you and answer any questions you may have regarding the material discussed today.
That concludes the workshop portion for today. If you need further assistance with understanding inventory modules, please reach out to our team and we would be happy to advise you. You may direct questions to our office at 619-588-2411. Thank you for attending and have a great day.